Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this brand episode of Media Faye. Today I'm alone. Today I'll be discussing a lot of things. Actually, this is our 32nd Meet Consumers. Yes, we're doing this. It's been not that long since our last Meet Consumers. This is episode 236. Our last one was 233, so it's not been that long since our last one. So yeah, this will be the last one for a very long time. Not a very long time, a long time. Until the end of September. So yeah, nothing much here. The main discussion topic is something I'm kind of doing a bit rush. I'm gonna be honest. It is the main discussion topic is on I Am Groot, which is coming out tomorrow, September 6th. So yeah, there's that. Without further ado, let's begin. Let's start off with the shows category, which is the one I'm good is in. And we're gonna start off with first topic, the morning show season 3. I don't really care. It doesn't look good this season. I've heard that the show isn't that good in general. Let me just look it up real quick. It's received at 62 and 64%, or 67%. That's season 1, season 2, respectively. It just I don't know. It just seems like an okay series, but yeah, there's that. There's gonna be a 4th season apparently. But just look very interesting. It has like too much things going on, I feel, which is bad. There's like this like hacker plot, and there's also like the thing about the company or whatever. I don't get it. I don't care. It's just not for me, and I don't think it's. I've heard not very good things about it from the comment section. So there's that. Yeah, I'm just not really interested in it. But if you want to know when it's coming out, it is coming out on September 13th. So yeah. Next up is I Am Groot season 2. Season 2 discussion. So what do I hope from this new season? Well, I hope it's fun. I really do hope it's a fun. It's maybe it can be weird. I think it can be weird in a fun way. So yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about it. I don't know how long that is gonna be, but yeah, I hope the weirdness is not toned down at all. I hope it's more in your face. I actually hope that the things are a bit longer or have more stuff to them, because last time it was like a 20-minute episode. I don't know. Again, I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I hope that I get more things to talk about in that episode. But yeah. We won't be getting to I Am Groot a bit, because we still have to do the rest, the 2 remaining things from 2022 from Marvel, and we still have to do Quantumania, Guardians Volume 3, Secret Invasion, and then it's this. It should all be out hopefully before Loki comes out in October. If not, then by the end of the year we should have everything. It's not that hard. The only like difficult one will definitely be Guardians 3. So yeah, there's that to worry about. My computer's really slow. But yeah, I Am Groot comes out later. I guess tonight. It comes out. So yeah, looking forward to it. This page is unresponsive. Just exit out of here. So yeah, I hope that it's good, because it's gonna be our first season, like our first second season for a Marvel show. So it kind of has a lot to live up to, I feel. So yeah, I don't have much to say about it anyway. So yeah, it comes out tomorrow. So we're gonna move on to our second topic, our second theme. It's meant to be theme, like category. I said category earlier. I just realized. Oh yeah, our second theme is technology, and the first topic is Atari 2600 Plus. I'm proud. Okay. It's a cool concept. It's what Nintendo did early, like a few years ago, with its line of consoles that were based, that were like smaller and based and like and could play the built-in games, like the older games for the other consoles. It's kind of like what Nintendo had back then, but now in this one, I think it's better, because now you can actually use the older games, and they're releasing the older games too. I think that's what they're doing here. So it's a very interesting concept that what they're doing here. And honestly, I'm all for it. I know Sega did it with the Sega Genesis, and as the Atari 2600 Plus, which is a really interesting concept. I like what they're doing here, and I really hope that they support it more later on. And I'm glad, and like I said, I'm glad that you can actually use the older games. If you still have them, they still work from the 2600. You can use them here. It's a really interesting concept, something I hope Nintendo would do, because not all of the NES games were playable, and I don't think many people have a functioning NES at this point, or SNES. So maybe having the cartridges there, it would be kind of cool. But I don't think it was necessary. Now they're doing the NES. Like now they have the streaming the cloud service NES things with online SNES and 64 online, and well, GameCube and not GameCube, Game Boy Advance and Game Boy. They have that, so I don't think it's gonna be that like but I hope that Atari does cool things with this one. I think it has a lot of potential. So yeah, the Atari 2600 Plus is coming out November 17th, 2023. Next up is the PlayStation Portal, which is called the Project Q back when they revealed this in June. Now, I know I gave some praise to it back when it was revealed in June. Now I have to critique it. Now that I know much more of its specs and all that, I have to critique it. It is not. It isn't anything like what they said. Or not what they say. It's nothing. It's nothing really how they presented it normally. It's not okay. It's not what I hoped it would be. What I hoped it would be is a portable version of the PS5. And it is a portable version of the PS5. But you need a PS5 to play it. So in reality, this might cost $200. Right? It might cost $200. But in reality, it is a $270. No, it is a $700 plus console. Because you need a PS5 to play it. Which is, I think, a bit stupid. And I don't think it now that I know that, I don't think it has that much use. The guy, okay, this all of this I forgot to mention. It all comes from IGN, but it doesn't have any sort of good use. I don't think so. I don't think it has that much good use in it, because it's simply just it's you need a PS5 to play it. And I get it. Maybe you want to play PS5. Maybe you want to play your PS5 games on your if you have a PS5 in your living room, you might want to play it in your room. If people are over and you can't really play, I don't know, Mortal Kombat on it, you know? Or, I mean, maybe you can, I don't know. Maybe you have kids and it's in the living room and you can't, and maybe you want to play Mortal Kombat, maybe God of War. But you can't have that because they're kids, you know, maybe. So I get the thing is, it's situational at best. I don't think there is a real reason why you should have this. There isn't a reason to have it other than maybe, for example, you want to play PlayStation games on the go, but you can't play things on the go. You can't play PlayStation games on the go because you need an internet connection. And you need a strong internet connection too. So it will have your PS5 you need to have your PS5 there. And also you need it's to be turned on. And you need an interconnection for both your portal and your normal PS5. So yeah, I don't think it's like that fun anymore. I kind of hoped maybe it could be like I think it could have worked. It does not. Okay. But it doesn't. It is. I don't think it has so much use with the whole internet thing because it. I kind of wished it would be. I would have understand. I would have. Okay. I would have understood maybe something like. Using your information from your account, from your PlayStation account. I could have understood that, but this is not what that is. So, yeah, it's just, I don't think it has that much use anymore, and it definitely looks weird. It doesn't look usual, so yeah, there's that. I don't know, just a big disappointment I have here at the PlayStation Portal. Anyways, if you want it, it is coming out November 15th, 2023. Next up is the PlayStation 5 Plus Explore and Elite. These are the new headsets and earbuds from PlayStation And they're definitely there. Something that is interesting is that they are wireless, and the PlayStation does not allow Bluetooth. Why? I don't know. I don't know why they don't allow Bluetooth. It is not at all something that interferes with anything, because I know this is not the best comparison, but the Nintendo Switch has Bluetooth compatibility in both handheld and docked in both handheld and docked forms. So, and I don't know if you can activate Bluetooth on the dock, but you can definitely keep it on the dock, even once you were playing. So I don't think it has to do anything with that. I just think that I just think they don't want things to be connected to the PS5. Maybe, I don't know. Just, this seems weird that you can't put, but you can't have Bluetooth. But they have this new thing called PlayStation Link, which I think is how you're gonna be able to connect them with the PS5 and the Portal, because the Portal also doesn't have Bluetooth, because it is a PS5 on just being streamed to a thing, which also I forgot to mention, but there's also remote play, so even less of a use of it. So I don't know. But yeah, just I don't know. These look cool, but I think we're gonna have some issues. Maybe if they, I don't know. Just I seem like they're gonna have some issues. I like how the Explorer actually looks like. I like the earbuds design, but I don't know. If they work on Bluetooth, I'll definitely get. I'll think about getting them. I think they're $150, so it's insane. The price is insanity. Let me just double check it. A lot of the good earbuds are like $100. And headphones are always on the cheaper side. I don't care about the Portal. Holy fuck. I don't care about the Portal. I want to know the PlayStation Pulse Explorer price. I don't care about the Portal. Give me money. Holy shit. Okay, $200. Oh no, that's the. Oh wait, that is the Explorer. What? $200? Okay, I'm not getting these. But anyways, yeah, that was really about it. The PlayStation 5 Pulse Explorer and Elite are coming out this year. There's no release date. Anyways, moving on to movies. Our movies theme. So yeah, there's that. Okay, let's move in. First, starting off with The Creator. This is very interesting. It's a very interesting movie. I don't know if I'm gonna see it or not, but it looks interesting. I like the concept of the AI. I had this. It's a funny thing about this. I had this. I was taking a shower yesterday. Yeah. and it was on Spotify. I don't have Spotify Premium, so I have to listen to ads like every 5 songs or something. And I was taking a shower. I had the ad, and it sounded like a normal ad, and it's like, "Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine because AI is here." And I'm like, "Huh?" And I thought it was like an ad for AI, but then I looked at I looked at what the banner was, and it was for the creator, which I thought that was really smart. This whole like AI thing going around right now about the they're like about the fear of the AI like creators and using AI to like replace writers and actors, which is what the SAG-AFTRA and writers and WGA strikes are allowed. And now the video game sector of the strikes has put out a request to strike. So we'll see how that goes. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the creator looks interesting. I'm definitely I'm interested in seeing. I don't know if I will, but it looks like a fun. It looks cool. It looks interesting. I hope, and it's written by the guy who directed the Godzilla 2014 movie and Rogue One, which is interesting. And interesting to see him like doing an original project, and it looks like there's a lot of hype about this original project. So it's. I mean, I think it's an original project. I don't want to steal the thunder from any people. Like maybe this is a book or something. It looks pretty original. So yeah, always fun to see original properties on the big screen. There seems to be a lot of hype about this movie, so yeah. It looks cool. So yeah, the creator is coming out September 29th of 2023. Next up is VHS 85. Not much to say about this because it was a very short trailer, but the gist is pretty much it's like there's these tapes that they're looking for, like people are looking for or whatever, and they're like gory and whatever. My internet is currently very slow, so I'm gonna try not to look anything up. So yeah. And it looks cool. It's an aesthetic that I really like. It's an aesthetic that's really something that is interesting to me. It's an aesthetic that I like to see, like the old VHS style with the why is my computer so goddamn slow? It is like it's an aesthetic of of like old VHS, and it's like with the gore and all that. It's a very they mesh really well. They mesh really well. So it's something that I enjoy from it. Yeah, it's just otherwise really enjoyable. So yeah, it looks cool. I'm trying to say it looks cool. So yeah, VHS 85 comes out October 6th, 2023. Next up is the Expendables with the 4 at the end. So Expend-4-ables. Or Expend-4-ables. So apparently, so this series isn't apparently very like well received, but the last one kind of bombed. So yeah, and the last one bombed because it was PG-13, I think, and the series was like rated R, mostly. So they're back to their R-rated roots, and it looks stupidly gory. It looks really gory, and I'm pretty sure that's like the whole fun of the Expendables is that it's just brutal. It's just absolutely brutal for like no discernible reason. So it's a lot. It's like it's a lot of fun. I don't think many people are there for the story. I think many people are gonna be there to see the kills and all that. So yeah, I'm not too sure what it's all about. It's a lot of big names in its roster. So it just it seems like it'll be something quite a spectacle. I think this is gonna be the final film of the series. I'm not sure. I think it is. So yeah, looks quite fun, but I don't know if it'll be really well received or anything. I think it's there like dumb fun. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, Expend-4-ables is coming out September 22nd, 2023. That's what Expendables 4. Next up is Cassandra. It's very interesting. It is it's kind of like it's like a documentary, like what do you call it? The same style. Well, it's a biopic. It's a biopic. It's the same style as like Bohemian Rhapsody and all that. It's a biopic. And it revolves around this wrestler that is like these like flashy wrestlers, which are, to put it in words, a bit fruity. They like to show off their bodies and be, I guess those people would call it feminine. And it revolves around like this one is like, you know, homosexual, and it revolves around all this like this story. He's played by Gael Garcia Bernal, which is the actor behind Werewolf by Night, and he's also accompanied by Bad Bunny. And I like Bad Bunny was on IGN's channel. Bad Bunny was on the front of it, so I thought it was gonna be Bad Bunny's movie with Bad Bunny as the lead, which is a first, I think. But Bad Bunny is not a good actor, as evidenced by Bullet Train, and I think that he will not be a good actor when it comes to a superhero like El Muerto, which apparently there are rumors that he's not gonna be in it. Like he dropped out of it, so I don't know. Yeah, I think it looks interesting. I'm probably not gonna watch it, but it looks interesting. I'm not the biggest watcher of biopics in general. So yeah, just that. It is coming out September 15th of 2023, so that's next week. Yeah. Next up is Freelance. Now, this movie looks, again, kind of like Expendables, just dumb fun. John Cena's in this one, accompanied by Alison Brie. And it just looks like dumb fun. It looks like it's very over the top, and that's just awesome. There's a joke in the trailer which I actually really liked, and it's the government of, I think, a fictional country, maybe. Yeah. And he is not the villain. I really do think in this movie he might turn bad, or maybe the twist that he isn't evil. Maybe that's the twist. Maybe, that'd be fun. Maybe the revolutionary president, doesn't have to be an evil guy. Maybe he just does it for the fun of it. And It looks fun, but yeah, the joke I'm talking about is like the guy, the main character is called like Petite or Petites, and the president goes, they're all like, it's a scene where they're all naked or whatever, like, I think they stepped out of the shower or something, and it's at the end of like the most part, and he goes, and the president goes, "Whew, Mr. Petite, color me impressed, Mr. Petite, not petite at all." And he looked into his straight as dick. I think it was pretty clever, and probably they made the joke beforehand and then named the character afterwards. I think that's fun. But yeah, it looks like dumb fun, which is always enjoyable. Sometimes it's always enjoyable. What was that? It's always enjoyable. Sometimes that doesn't make any sense. It's always enjoyable. So yeah, that's really about it I have to say. Freelance comes out October 6th, 2023. A lot of movies are coming out October 6th. The next one's gonna come out October 6th, by the way. Just a lot of movies here is coming out in October or something. And even in the gaming, we're gonna get into later. There's a lot of things coming out in October. So yeah. Next up is The Marsh King's Daughter. This is a pretty interesting movie. I'm gonna say. It stars Daisy Ridley and Ben Mendelsohn as Americans, which is really interesting. I looked up this thing. It's based on a book, which most movies are based on books. And yeah, it has a very interesting premise. The Marsh King's daughter. The Marsh King is like a kidnapper, and the Marsh King had a daughter with one of the people he kidnapped. And this is that, and we follow the story of that daughter. And now the Marsh King is released. Well, not released, but he broke out and is looking for. You know what? That's fine. The process system should close. Hey, it's smoother now. What if I just close Chrome? Sorry, my computer's running really slow, and I don't know what's up with it. It's not the internet, because I am sitting here doing nothing. All right, there we go. Now, the first tab closed. I'll put the second tab closest to. Hey, it's running smooth. Okay, I'm gonna open. Both tabs up. Man, here we go. Restore window. Can we restore window faster? There we go. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting premise, and the Marsh King. The daughter of the Marsh King has a daughter, and I think the Marsh King's going after her right now. So yeah, pretty interesting premise. Kind of just see how the book does. I'm always interested to see when these movies that are based on books, I'm always interested to see how the book does things, so the movie does it. It's very interesting to see the parallels. So yeah, like I said earlier, The Marsh King's Daughter comes out on October 6th. So yeah, moving on to our final one. This one is something that, you haven't heard me. I mentioned this series beforehand, but I never really talked about it in a very long time. Justice League X RWBY Heroes and Huntsmen Part 2. Yes, it has been 6 months since the last talked about RWBY. It has been that long. And I talked about it in a topic sort of way. So, yeah. Certainly been a long time. Just an update on the Volume 3 episode. I still have not finished Volume 3. It's been 6 months. And I still have not finished Volume 3. And, obviously because of the podcast, I'm gonna have to get through all, and because of what I've posted on my socials, I'm doing a RWBY tetralogy. So I'm gonna have to watch the entire series to know what's going on. But that will hopefully, I will binge through the series, hopefully today and tomorrow, and maybe it'll come out, and hopefully the episode will come out this week. Maybe. Just maybe. I don't know. But yeah, what do I think about Justice League X RWBY Heroes and Huntsmen Part 2? I think it looks I don't know, just I'm not really interested in it. The designs of the Justice League in this one look like how they're supposed to look like. They look good. They look like they were out straight from the comics. Designs of the RWBY characters, Team RWBY in general, I don't think look that good. They look like something I would make in DC Universe Online. And, it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't look that fun. I don't know, this doesn't look fun. The animation is cool, I guess. It's fine. It's fine animation. But it's just I don't know, just nothing I really hyped for. It's just kind of the plot. Like I bought the first part, which was a mistake because now it's on HBO Max. So I'm actually, since I don't think I'm gonna get to this when it comes out, and now that I know they're gonna be on Mats, I'm just gonna wait until this one comes out on Mats and watch it there, like when eventually, because I know I'm not gonna speed run through RWBY, all of RWBY, for this one, to get to this one, even though I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to. So. Yeah, just like, I don't know, just it looks like the plot of the first one just done on Earth. And yeah, I mean, the Justice League characters are themselves. Their sound, like Troy Baker's doing Batman. I think Laura Bailey's doing one of the characters. I think she's doing Wonder Woman, maybe. Like, they sound like them, and they're doing this with like good talent voice. Also, David Dastmalchian is playing Flash, which is really interesting. He played Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad, and also he was in Oppenheimer, and he was in the Ant-Man movies as Kurt. He wasn't in Ant-Man 3, but he was definitely in the Ant-Man movies. And also he was in What If. So yeah, I mean, just interesting. Just I don't know. Well, I'll definitely still review it because it's something. It's part of RWBY, but I don't know. Just I'm not really interested in like really watching it on myself. I'm only really doing it because I need to. I am honestly, for my story, I know this is for my story, but I'm gonna ignore the Justice League crossover because it messes up things. It muddies the water. Also, they was canon adjacent, so I don't have to pay any attention to it. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, Justice League X RWBY Superheroes and Huntsmen Part 2 is coming out October 17th, 2023. So yeah. Sorry there, folks. Nature called and I had to answer if you catch my limbo. Yeah. Now we're moving on to the gaming theme, which is obviously our longest because IGN is the International Gaming Network. So yeah, I'm going to start off with Jump Light Odyssey. This one looks interesting, I guess. It's like what was that one game? Like this campus game that Sega made. That you can build your ship and in this one you can build your ship and your crew and all that, and it's pretty cool. I like it. I'm probably not gonna buy it, but it's cool. It's a cool concept. I can attest to that. So yeah, I mean, not much to say about this game. That it looks pretty cool. So the game is currently on early access, which means that it's in early access right now. You can play the game, try it out right now. It's probably costs money, but still, so just fun. Next up is Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. Now the game. I think the older games have definitely, surprisingly, well, not really surprisingly, have definitely held up much more than I would have pegged them to do. And it's, yeah, I mean, it looks like a lot of fun. I'm actually thinking about buying this collection mainly because I have never played the Metal Gear Solid games. And I would love to play them. So I might pick it up. Probably not immediately. It is a bit of a hefty price. It is $60 for all three. Well, for the collection. And it's a hefty price. That I'm not sure I want to pay right now, but I'll definitely get it soon. Probably a physical edition, because then I can still play it. So yeah, I mean, doesn't seem like doesn't seem like it'll like I'll go skip this. I guess I don't even know where I was going with that, but yeah, I'll definitely get it. I would love to play the games. They seem to have held up really well. There's apparently some things going on with the frame rate, but they're running on a Switch. Also, I'm gonna get another on the Switch because these games should run on the Switch. But apparently they're having a tough time doing that. But that's probably because it is a dev build instead of a normal build. I got the release build. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah. The collection itself comes out October 24th, 2023. Next up is Menace. Now, this one is, I think, another top-down strategy game, which most people know if you've listened to this podcast for a while. You know that I am not the biggest fan of top-down strategy games. It is not my forte. It has never been it. It has never been my forte. And I just think they're pretty slow, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's just that, I don't know. Just I'm not really interested in it. I'm probably not gonna buy it, and it just doesn't interest me. Like, just in general, I'm not getting it. Yeah, just I don't know, just not my thing. The game is coming out on early access in 2024. At least I hope this is the one this is the madness I was talking about. I don't want to bash on a game I don't even know I'm sure on. Next up is Ghost Runner 2. It looks cool. It looks very, very cool. The first, I played a little bit of the first one. It's not a thing I'm really playing all that much. And it's still a very fun game to play, and in this one they look like they're expanding upon everything, which is always really cool what the sequels do. I mean, yeah, that's what a sequel's supposed to do, but it's always appreciated when a sequel isn't just, I don't know, it just isn't the same game, which we'll definitely see it below this. But yeah, always appreciate that sequels do this. Oh my god, we're on the fourth fucking game. Okay. But yeah, no, it just looks really cool. I'm really hoping it's much more of the same, and even more than what it was in the first one. I still haven't finished the first one. I don't know if I'll finish it, but if I do, then I'll definitely pick this one up. And yeah, just looks awesome in general. So yeah, Ghost Runner 2 comes out on October 26, 2023, and you can pre-order now. Next up is The Invincible. Now, The Invincible doesn't have to do anything with Invincible, but The Invincible is based on a novel, which is very interesting for me to see. I don't see much games based on novels. It is definitely a lost art. I feel. I just don't see that in general. I don't see that in general anymore, and yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. I'm probably actually thinking of getting it, because it looks like a game I'd be interested in playing, and it just seems right up my alley, and I think I'll have some fun with it. I think we covered this before on the podcast a few months ago, but yeah, it just seems like it's right up my alley. I think I really enjoy it, so yeah. The game comes out November 6th, 2023. Next up is Naruto Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Chronic Connections. And this is I don't know. Just really nothing I'm really interested in all that much. It's a fighting game about Naruto, which I mean, I haven't really watched Naruto or Boruto in general, but yeah, I mean, what's kind of cool is that you have 130 different characters, which is insane to think about. But I don't know, just never really interested in me, even when they announced this back like last year or something. It was very long ago. So yeah, just never really interested me. It's like it's in the same vein as like Pokken, the fighting game style. So yeah, I mean there's that. So yeah, not much to say. Now Naruto Boruto Ultimate Ninja the Storm Connections is coming out November 17th of this year, and you can pre-order it now. So next up is Endless Dungeon. One of the definitely a title. It looks fun. Again, it's top down, but it's like that enjoyable. Like for me, it's the enjoyable type of top down. Not like the asinine that is just strategy games. It's the fun type of top down. But yeah, I mean, it looks like fun. That's what it is. It looks like fun. It definitely has a title, but yeah, no. Yeah, it's an interesting setting and all that, but you know, it's not. It doesn't have much you can say. I mean, the title says everything. It's an endless dungeon. It's a dungeon score type game. So yeah, there's that. Not much to say about it. Anyways, Endless Dungeon is coming out September. Well, the closed beta is coming out September 7th, which I believe is Thursday, and you can pre-order it now. So yeah. Now, give me a second while I count all of the things we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn. Okay. So yeah, next up is Rah Rah Boom. You know, it's pretty interesting. It is a beat 'em up scroller, and if you've listened to this podcast, you know that I like beat 'em ups, and yeah, there's that. Just it looks interesting. It has the normal beat 'em up feel where it's very 90s-esque. So yeah. So yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Rara Boom. It's pretty interesting. I like beat 'em ups, and this one has a nice feel. Just pretty interesting. Yeah. I'm probably not gonna get it. I don't know. Just yeah. So yeah, Rara Boom is coming out early 2024. I am really postponing. Okay. Next up is Half-Life 2, an RTX remix project. Is a community project where the community sort of remakes Half-Life 2 and makes it RTX compatible. So it'll be with the compatibility of what do you call it? Ray tracing, and yeah, the game has actually held up really well. It's from the early 2000s. So yeah, it's held up really well, but yeah. Pretty interesting stuff. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure to say other than it's maybe like an upscaled Half-Life. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. So yeah, the Half-Life 2 or not RTX remix project. We don't know when it's gonna come out. There's no release date. So yeah, moving on to Dragon Hold. Just looks like your typical high fantasy project. The main focus is on dragons. It just looks kind of typical for its genre, and I don't know, it just doesn't look very special to me. It's definitely interesting with the dragon things, but it's just, I don't know, not for me. I don't know, yeah, just not for me. It looks cool, but I'm not really holding my breath for this game. So yeah, that's all I really gotta say about it. Dragon Hold is coming out sometime in the future. Next up is Destiny 2: The Final Shape. I've tried playing Destiny, and it has worked, but I've tried replaying it, re-downloading it, and it's not worked for me. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, just not really interested in what we're talking about again. Alright, it's only 2. I'm not really interested in actually still even then. I'm not really interested in playing it. Because it's just too much, and Bungie doesn't really know how to downscale their file sizes. So it's just, I don't know, just meh, I guess. Be really meh. Like I'm not playing this. It seems to be the final expansion, so yeah, they're bringing back everything. I thought Cade 6 died and now he's back and whatever. It just looks like a utter mess, I think. I don't know. Just looks like a bunch of stuff going on here. I'm not understanding, but it looks kind of messy. So yeah, that's my take. The gameplay still looks fun though. So yeah, Destiny 2: The Final Shape is coming out February 27th, 2024, and you can pre-order it now for some reason. Next up is Hyper Light Breaker. They didn't really say much about this game, so it It really just what the fuck? Hyperlight Breaker didn't really. I don't remember much about this game, but it looks fun. Like, it looks fun. It doesn't look that it kind of reminds me of what's his name? It reminds me of Hi-Fi Rush. The art style and that, so it's fun that people are taking inspiration from that game, because that game is so well received. I kind of just see how it does in the game, if it's gonna be in the Game Awards. So yeah. I mean, yeah, just it's pretty cool, and I'm interested in getting. I'm pretty interested in playing Hi-Fi Rush in general. So yeah, Hyperlight Breaker early access is coming out 2024. They seem like they delayed the thing, so yeah. Sorry though, folks, a little interruption. So moving on, we have The Awakener, Forgotten Oath. This game looks again, kind of like Dragon Hold. It looks kind of generic and not really like my thing. I don't know, just doesn't look like something I'd really like. Doesn't look something I really like, and it's just, I don't know, just doesn't seem like it looks kind of generic and boring, honestly. So yeah, there's that. I'm not interested in this game at all. Yeah, just the gameplay looks generic, and yeah, it just looks like it looks like the normal gameplay defined normally, like third person hack and slash. So yeah, The Awakener Forgotten Oath comes out in 2023. Next up is Star Wars Dark Forces Remastered. Pretty interested in this game, actually. So it's like a Doom. It's a Doom. It's a Doom clone Star Wars game, which is really cool. I really like that, and it's something you don't really see all that much. In this game, in this generation, like Doom, like all Doom clones, like boomer shooters, is something you don't really see all that much, and I'm interested to see how this plays out. And yeah, just it looks really cool, and it really surprised me. Yeah, we don't have a release for it, but I'm really looking forward to it. Next up is Mortal Kombat 1. So again, Mortal Kombat 1 is here. And we're gonna talk about, and we're still talking about it. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 1 looks like a lot of fun. I like how they're innovating and bringing back things from the other games that are gonna be here, and it's something that really does need that really did need it after Mortal Kombat 11 doesn't really have anything other than like the towers and story mode and all that. So this looks like a lot of fun. I like how the characters are playing, and it looks like a fluid game. There's not much to say other than the characters look like a lot of fun, and yeah, not much to say afterwards. It's gonna come out, I think, the week after next week, the Tuesday after next week. So yeah, it looks like a lot of fun, and I hope that it is good, well received. So yeah, it is coming out September 19th, 2023. I know I said last time it came out September 14th. I was wrong. So September 19th. Next up is Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. I'm actually pretty sure I'm playing the Yakuza series. That's what this is. This is the Yakuza series, a revival. Not really a revival, but like this is gonna be a spin-off to the Yakuza series, and then next one, which is Yakuza 8 or Like a Dragon 8. I don't know what its name is. I think no, it's Infinite Wealth. Yeah, Like a Dragon 8 Infinite Wealth. It will be both the protagonist from Yakuza 7 and Kiryu. So yeah, it just looks like a lot of fun. I've always liked the gameplay of Yakuza, so this looks a lot of fun. So yeah, and I like the aesthetic and everything. Just looks like a lot of fun. I will probably play through the Yakuza games when I get there eventually. So yeah, Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, is coming out November 9th. So yeah, next up is Persona 3 Reload. So I think I've mentioned this before, but I actually have the Persona 3 Portable, and I've been playing it, and I really do enjoy it, and I think when I beat it, I'll definitely get the remake. The remake looks like a lot of fun. It really does look like it improves upon the third one. This is a remake of the base third one, not the one from Fez or Portable, so we'll only have the content from Persona 3 base. Not any content from Portable or Third or Fez. So no Korone. No second. Well, that second episode was called for Fez. It will be solely base Persona 3, which is kind of disappointing, but it looks like a lot of fun anyways. And I hope it's a good enough remake. Good enough to call it a remake. So yeah. Persona 3 Reload is coming out for February 2nd, 2024, and you can pre-order it now. Next up is Stop Dead. Yeah, Stop Dead looks like a lot of fun. It definitely has it's something that I don't know if I'll play it or not. It's a lot. If you the title says it, if you stop, you die. But it seems like it'll be pretty interesting. And. Oh shit. Okay. So yeah, just yeah, this is pretty fun, and I'm actually looking forward to it. So yeah, it is coming out October 5th. So yeah. Next up is the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora game. So yeah, I mean, not it looks fine, I guess. it's just I like to compare it to Ark. It's like the Ark. It's like a higher budget Ark. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really interested in playing it. I'm not the biggest fan of Avatar. I'm not really watching an Avatar movie. This is Avatar, the Disney movies, not the not the show. I'm definitely thinking about watching the show. I really should. But yeah, no, the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora just doesn't really interest me all that much. And I mean, look, it looks fine, but I don't know. It just looks like Ark with an Avatar skin on it, and obviously it looks better. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is coming out December 7th, 2023, and you can pre-order it now. Next up is Soul Frame. They I know there was a 31-minute yeah, it has like Soul Frame had like a 31-minute thing, but we don't really cover that here on the podcast. I don't want to go at my life hell. So this is pretty much it. Soul Frame looks yeah, I mean it has the things, but yeah, just looks good. I don't know, I doesn't really show anything, so I'm not gonna talk about it. So yeah, it's coming out. Yeah, we don't know when, but it's coming out. Okay, next up is Warframe 1999 update. It looks cool. It's really interesting to see Warframe being done in this, because Warframe is a very like futuristic setting, and they're doing this. So yeah, there's that. And they're doing like this more Earth setting, so it's pretty interesting. And I've always liked Warframe. I like the gameplay. I played it when on the Switch, so not the best, but it was definitely an experience. And yeah, I mean it's always a fun game to play. You know, it's a fun game to play, and it looks like it's still fun. I might actually download it on a better console to play it. So yeah, the Warframe 99 update looks pretty good, and it's coming out in 2024. Next up is Space Nation Online. It was an alpha test footage that they showed here, and you know, I mean it looks fine, but I think it could use some polish. But honestly, it looks pretty good, and it's an MMO, I think, so it looks good. And just yeah, I just think the gameplay looks good and everything. I just think it needs a little bit of the polish, and I think it can shine through and be really the game that it needs to be. So yeah, I think it looks good. So yeah, Space Nation Online is coming out sometime in the future. Yeah, moving on to our final topic of the day, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. I think I covered this last time, but just to make just to not retread on all things. They reveal Raphael here. Raphael looks pretty cool. But yeah, just honestly looks like the same thing as the first game, which was something I kind of commented on Ghost Runner. That I like it when they expand here. They just look the same thing as the first game, just like different characters. And honestly, I don't know how I don't know why they made this a new game instead of just doing it for the old one. So I don't know, just seems like a really weird choice for me. I would not have made this a separate game. I would have made this like I could just keep going on the expansions. But I don't know, I don't know. Just seems like a weird thing, and it's mostly the same game, just with I don't know, revamped stuff. But I don't think it has much more. So yeah, there's that. We don't know when it's coming out, but yeah, that's just it. So my favorite topics from each team are I Am Groot, Atari 2600. I would say RWBY for movies, but I don't really care. So I think I'm gonna go for creator. I like shitting on RWBY, not actually liking it. And for gaming, it's between Persona 3 Reload and Ghost Runner and the Metal Gear Solid Mental Questions. Yeah, what do you guys think about any of the topics we've covered today, or I've covered today? Leave them in the comments below. Yeah. That's about it. See ya.